this video, I'm going to share my 6 steps to getting a great shave, as well as reviewing a new razor to the den, the Merkur 30C. And this is a slanted razor. For my software, I'll be using Stonefield Shaving Company Lucky 54. This is a beautiful, vintage, fresh scent to it. It's something that I could see my grandfather or anyone from his generation using back in the day. And to lather up this beautiful scented soap, I'll be lathering with the Ollyworks synthetic brush. And once all the growth is gone and I'm clean shaved, I'll go ahead and splash on Stonefield Shaving Company's Lucky 54. Step 1, let's get that pre-shave on. First, what I do is I get the face wet. And now I'll go ahead and rub the PAA Cube 2.0. Step 2, load my brush and get ready for that lather. If you're new and you're wondering what the heck does he mean by loading the brush, what that is adding the soap or cream to your brush. So I've gone ahead and I've loaded the brush, but I do it a little differently. With a synthetic brush, I will load it or add soap dry. There's a lot of guys out there that use a wet synthetic brush and then load it. I personally don't like water in my tubs. And what do I mean by tubs? Well, this is a tub and there's my soap. I don't like water in here. So I load my brush dry. Once my brush is loaded, I will then add water to it or hydration. So basically, I just dunk my synthetic brush into the sink of water, give it a few swirls, then I'll give it a few shakes to get most of the water out and go ahead and start lathering my face. Here we go. I am splaying the brush, or breaking the backbone, some people will say. Purpose of this is to build up the lather. As you can see, the soap seems to be building up. What it also does is it helps lift the hairs to get ready to be cut. Now, you can lather for as long or as little as you like. Beautiful thing about traditional wet shaving is this is you time. It's time where you can relax, enjoy the moment, and enjoy your shave. So I feel like my face has enough lather on it to get the shave started. Now what I'll do is load the razor. And for my blade, I'll be using a My Blades. This Merkur 37C slanted razor is a 2-piece razor. So I'll show you how to load it. What you're gonna wanna do is twist the bottom here. And you can see the top lifting. You take the top cap off, and now you have 2 pieces. And now to load this razor, it is quite simple. I have my blade, and I have the top cap. I'm just gonna go ahead with the blade onto the top cap, and I'm always holding on the sides here. So as you see, there are 2 prongs here. So the blade fits right between this pole and the 2 prongs. So now we'll grab the bottom portion of the razor. We'll have it sit like so, and we'll start twisting it. And as you can see, the top cap is closing. Secure it nicely. Now, you don't have to twist so hard. You just have to make it nice and snug. It's not going anywhere. It's secure. And now the Merkur 37C is ready to take down some growth. So what I also like doing is adding hydration as I go. So what I'm gonna do is just quickly throw on a little more hydration and build up this lather just a little bit more. Now there's 2 ways of adding hydration or water to your face. You can use a mister, or you can take just the tip of your brush, dunk it into some water, and get back to work. For this one, I'll use the mister. The first time I'm using this soap, and Artisan really doesn't even need all that much water. All right, so here we go. Step 3, let's get that shave in, shall we? For my first pass, now if you're new and someone says first pass, what that means is the first round of shaving. And what I do typically on my first pass or round is I go with the grain. So I go downwards on my first pass. So here we go. First pass with the grain with the Merkur 37C. Now, one thing I will note, if you are new to wet shaving, is learning your technique, learning that razor that you're using. If you haven't shaved yet, what I recommend doing with a blade not in the razor just yet is take the top cap and put it up to your face or to where you're going to start shaving. And then you go down right there until you start to feel a little bit of the blade, or maybe you can feel a little bit of that gap. And once you have found that angle, go ahead and start your shaving. And if you're like, what's going on here? I don't feel anything. I don't hear anything. You just might have to adjust your razor till you get the cut. Because if you don't have the right angle, you're not going to cut. All right, there you have it. First pass is done. I feel like this slant razor isn't too different than a normal double-edged safety razor. It feels like a great shave. This feels like a milder razor, and the blade feels nice in it as well. And now, speaking of the blade, not every blade is going to work with every razor. What I recommend doing is picking up a sample pack of a whole bunch of different brands and trying them until you find that one blade that works perfectly with the razor that you're using. It's the one thing that I learned right away before I jumped in to this beautiful world of traditional wet shaving. So what I'm going to do now is lather up my face, because I'm actually going to do a second pass. Now, even though most of my hair is gone from that first pass, I still break the backbone or splay the brush because I actually do enjoy it. It's like a little massage, and it helps keep that lather built up. So my face is lathered and ready for this second pass. And now what I'm going to do for the second pass is I'm going to be going across the grain. Now, what does that mean? On my cheeks, for example, my hair grows downwards. So when I go down, I'm going with the grain. So my second pass, I go across the grain, which means I will be going across my growth. All right, here we go. Second pass with the Merkur 37C slanted razor, and I'm going across the grain. I gotta say, the slickness of this soap is fantastic. Now, what do I mean by the slickness of this soap? It's almost like you can feel the razor sliding across your face, aka the slickness. Now, another thing I need to make a note of. As you can see, I have a little beauty mark or mole or whatever this thing is, and I shave over it constantly with a safety razor, and I may have nicked myself once or twice in my 1.5 years of traditional wet shaving. So if you're nervous because you have maybe moles or blemishes on your face or something, don't be overly concerned. Take your time, don't press so hard, let the razor do its work, and you should be fine. All right, and there you have it. Second pass done. The shave is feeling really nice. Now guess what? I'm going in for a third pass. That's right, 3 of them. And now if you're thinking, what the heck? This guy's gonna be shaving all day. 3 passes? I don't wanna do that. You don't have to. One of the beautiful things about traditional wet shaving is you shave the way you want to shave. So if you just wanna do a 1 pass, in and out, get on with your day, go nuts. If you wanna do 2, again, go nuts. If you wanna do 3, hey, go for it. After 3, if you wanna keep going, that's on you. But for me, 3 has always been the lucky number, and I've always gotten the best shaves at 3 passes. So hold tight while I lather up the face again and get on with that third pass. If you are in Canada and you're looking for a great soap, maybe something you haven't tried yet before, and something that has a great scent and lathers beautifully, check out the Stonefield website and pick up Lucky 54 if you can. All right, I want to show you guys how much lather I still have left on my brush. Look at that. Beautiful. It's almost like the inside of a roasted marshmallow. All right, here we go. For my third pass with the Merkur 37C slanted razor, and I'll be going against the grain. Now you might be wondering, Chris, what the heck is against the grain? So against the grain means you're going against how your facial hair grows. Once again, on my cheeks, my facial hair grows down. So when I shave downwards, I'm going with the grain. Now that I'm gonna go against the grain, I'm gonna be shaving upwards against the growth or the grain. So here we go. Third pass against the grain. So I haven't mentioned too much about this razor. I've been so focused on the shave. I forgot, hey, dude, you got a new razor. You got to share your thoughts on this thing. As I'm going along, I'm realizing that this is a very nice razor. Like a few other Merkur razors, it does have a very short handle. Now this is a chrome finish, has some beautiful weight to it, and it has a very slight slant. So because I'm using a slanted razor for the first time, this has been a great option. If you are newer to traditional wet shaving and you're curious about a slanted razor, check out the Merkur 37C slanted razor. And there you have it, third pass in the books. I'm very impressed with the residual slickness of this soap. And you might be wondering, Chris, what the heck is residual slickness? Residual slickness is the slickness when you don't have any soap on your face. For example, I already shaved off all the soap on my face. So anything left over is the leftover slickness of the soap, aka residual slickness. There are quite a few terms within the wet shave world, so I hope that what I'm sharing with you in this video can help you out if you are new to wet shaving or you're considering venturing into the wet shaving world. So now what I'm going to do is wash off the rest of this soap using cold water. Step 4. Let me get in there with the Parker's alum block. Okay, so what I just did was applied alum to my face. What that alum does is it will help with any irritation and or nicks that you may have gotten during your shave. What it also does for me is it gives me a good indication on how well that shave really went. For example, if my face was really stinging or burning, then I know, hey, Chris, you need to settle down just a little bit. You were being too aggressive. But if there is a slight sting to even a tingle, then that tells me that, hey, that was a really good shave. So what I'm going to do now is wash up my gear. And what I mean by gear is I'm going to wash up the equipment that I used for today's shave. I'm also going to go ahead and clean up my area and get everything ready for my next shave. While I'm doing all of that, I'm going to leave the alum on my face. Once I'm done cleaning everything up, I will wash the alum off with cold water. And I do recommend washing the alum off. It's up to you if you want to do it right away or if you want it to stay on your face for a little bit. So hold tight while I get everything all cleaned up and ready for my next shave. All right, so the Merkur 37C is all cleaned up and it's ready for its next use. And this beautiful Works brush is cleaned up and it's ready for its next use. So I've gone ahead and I've cleaned up the rest of my area and now everything is ready for my next shave. What I'll do next is wash off the alum with cold water and I'll get ready for step number 5, and that is to put on some Thayers. First I'll go ahead with the clear Thayers, followed by the hydrating milky toner. And now I put my clear Thayers in a mister. I find I don't waste as much when I do this. Now let me get in there with the Thayers hydrating milky toner. Last and certainly not least, step number 6 to having a fantastic shave. I'll be ending off this entire shave with Stonefield Shaving Company's Lucky 54 Aftershave Splash. Oh wow, no burn to it whatsoever. Very quick dry down. The scent is amazing. I feel like I am my grandfather right now, having a bit of a vintage shave. That was a great shave. All right, there you have it. End of the shave. I really hope that you could use the 6 steps that I've given to you so that you can also have a fantastic shave. On that note, you make it a great shave, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.